This week's video is all about May Song and how to play that on our violins. So the first thing that we'll work on is the rhythm in measure 1. So this is a brand new rhythm for us. It's a dotted quarter note and an eighth note. So our dotted quarter note is going to last a beat and a half, and our eighth note, a single eighth note, only lasts a half of a beat. And what that sounds like is this. I'll play the whole first measure. What I'm thinking in my head is 1 and 2 for my first beat. On the and of beat 2 is my fast up bow. So we're going to do a rocket ship up bow on the and of beat 2. Let's play that on just open A. Listen to it first. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Air bow that with me. Say the counting too. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Our up bow is very fast. Here is it on open A. 1 and 2. Join in with me. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Again. So again, we use a rocket ship up bow on our second note. Let's try it on A and E. That's what strings this first measure uses. So we'll play A, E, E. 1, 2, and ready, go. Remember to rock your elbow down to switch to E. Don't pull your bow until your elbow has moved down. Let's play 4 of those. 1 and 2 and ready, go. All right, time to add in the notes of that first measure. So our first note is still open A, but then we hop up to C sharp, 2 fingers on A, rock your bow over, play open E, and then high A, 3 on E. We want your fingers hovering over the strings. Remember, fingertips touch the strings, wrist is straight. Listen to it first. 1 and 2, and here it is. When you lift off your fingers to play an open string, remember they just hover, still curved over the string. Don't let them rocket ship away. The rocket ship is our bow. 4 of those. Measure 1. Set up your left hand. 1 and 2 and ready, go. All right, if you have that bow rhythm down, measure 3 is going to be the same bow rhythm. We just have different notes. So we'll skip step 1 of playing just one string. We'll go to step 2. Our first note is on A. Our rocket ship up bow is an open E. And then our next 2 notes are on our A string. So that'll look like this. So we only move our bow over for our E string level to play our rocket ship up bow. Watch again. And I'm playing just open strings. Join in with me. This is measure 3, open strings. 1 and 2 and ready, go. All right, let's add in our notes for that measure. So we have 3 fingers on A for our first high D. We rock over for an open E and come right back to our A string with second finger. So this is a spot where you can do a tunnel. So keep your fingers on your A string when you rock over for your up bow open E, and all you have to do when you come back is just take off third finger. Then you have 2 fingers left for your C sharp. Here's what it sounds like. So notice my wrist is straight, my fingers are on their tips, not touching my E string. So make sure you're up and over. You have a tabletop first finger, second, third. We'll do 4 of those. This is measure 3. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Practice on measure 1 or measure 3. You can pause the video and practice those slower, or just practice them a couple more times so you get used to those measures. Let's add it in to all of line 1. So we'll start back at our open A string. Our fingers are hovering. Here's what line 1 sounds like. 1 and 2, and here it is. Measure 2, I'm using my whole bow for my F sharp and then short bows for my 8th notes so that I have my entire bow to slow back down for that open E half note. Watch my bow in that measure. Can you match your bow with mine? Try it. Start first finger on E. 1, 2, and ready, go. Right, that is all of line 1. Line 2 is really only 2 measures. After we play measure 5 and 6, measures 7 and 8 are the same exact notes. The only difference is we'll play those 2 measures softer, and we'll get to that in a second. So we'll start on measure 5. You can play open E, have third finger already set up as a tunnel or hovering for our next 2 notes. In the measure that I just played, I did a tunnel. I had my C sharp on my A string, fingers up tall so that I could cross from C sharp over to E and right back to C sharp. Watch that again. That has the same rhythm that we just talked about. Quarter, eighth, eighth, half note. Make sure you use short bows up at the tip of your bow to have enough bow left for your slow half note bow. Here's measure 5 and 6 again. You can play with me. 1, 2, ready, go. All right. The only difference in the next 2 measures is the volume that we play. So we're playing the same notes, but at a softer volume. We see the P underneath the notes, that stands for piano, and softer. So we'll do 2 things. A little lighter bow grip and smaller bows. Smaller bows does not mean play slower. We just use less bow, so our violin has less sound. Listen to the difference. So the second half of that line is in piano volume, and I nicknamed line 2 the echo line. So it starts out loud, and then you hear the same exact thing, but it comes back to you softly. Line 3 is actually the same thing as line 1, so I'm not going to go over that now. You can go back to the beginning to hear that line again and practice that full song. You can click through to the next video to have a whole playthrough of May Song.